Would one expand our awareness into the understanding that we are mainly invisible, that we are consciousness, and we come under the law of the Christ, the Buddha, excellence. And while we have the temporary clothes that we have, straight, gay, black, white, Latino, Mexican, whatever it is, then we have particular work to do on the planet to help break the condensation of negativity that runs through the gamut of our human experience. We have that as a calling, you see. And so everyone has a role. When you look back at the water hoses firing up the black people during the civil rights movement, it was the great expanded consciousness of many white people that said, not in my nation. This is going to happen. And so in that same consciousness, everyone has a role. If it's not happening to you, it is happening to you on a quantum level. And so that means you got to stand up and say, this can happen in my country. And then, so on a human level, you have to find your place. Because it can't just be Mexicans and Muslims and black people saying, stop it. It's not like complaining. It has to be everybody saying, stop it. Stop it. Everybody's got to say, enough is enough. Everybody has to speak out. Everybody. Look around. Everybody's here. You have people from the Middle East. You got Muslims, you got Christians, you got Buddhists, you got straight people, you got transgender people, you have ginger non-conforming people, you have straight, you have everybody in the room. Everybody's got something to give, something to share, some way to live. And we move from reactivity to response. You see? Now, when you expand your awareness, you realize you're a spiritual being, and it's just so silly to be, you just look at it as it's the funny paradox of human beings, because somebody has more or less melanin than them, and they're superior, inferior. That's silliness, you see? But you just look at it, it's paradoxical, it's funny. Oh my God, they still think that. Oh Lord Jesus Christ, Buddha, Zoroaster, Muhammad, please help us, But you see the paradox. So on the physical level, human, we absolutely accept our temporary clothing, whatever it is. Melanin or melanin challenged. We accept it. And we have a gift to share. You see? But where do we go? At a certain point of our development, we actually begin to go into the field and see that we're really invisible. We're wearing clothes. We have clothes here and physical clothes, but underneath all of that, it's all spirit, you see. Now, here's the deal. When you begin to operate at that level, you come under the law of excellence, elegance, beauty. When you're just identifying yourself as your clothes, whatever clothes they are, then you come under a mental law that's operating in the world. And so it behooves individuals who are wearing the clothes of people who have been traditionally oppressed to evict themselves from that law by saying, not just saying it, but by having an awareness that they're a spiritual being. They're wearing the clothes, so they do not evoke the law that glass ceilings, racism, etc. can keep them back. They're under the law of grace, even though they're wearing the clothes of a so-called oppressed person. Does that make sense? Yes. This is the work that we're called to do. And everyone has got some part of that work, that fabric of that tapestry of a oneness that's being weaved. Everyone's got a strand in there to give and to share and to shine. And so we can laugh about the insanity of it. It's crazy. I mean, the world is so crazy. I was saying it earlier in the week, I think, that if you were to go back 20 or 30 years, and if somebody would have come up to you and said, I've seen the future. O.J. Simpson's going to be an ex-felon. Bruce Jenner's going to be a woman. Snoop Dogg's going to have a show with Martha Stewart. Donald Trump's going to be president, and Madonna's panties are going to be on sale on eBay. You would say, what? That ain't never going to happen. That's how the world of phenomena is so nuts that all possibilities exist, but we must begin to shape those possibilities. We don't need reality shows. We need reality. Capital R. So that we can begin to shape the field and call forth a kind and just global society. Call forth peaceful coexistence. Call forth divine love and generosity. Call forth compassion and kindness as a matter of course. And as you've been practicing this week, you allow for your nervous system to recalibrate to those higher frequencies. You notice when you get triggered and bothered, and you activate your choice to expand your awareness and then act appropriately from that particular moment. If you fall off, you just get back up. You fall off, you get back up. You just keep getting back up until getting back up is your destiny. How many times do you fall? I don't know. I just kept getting back up. I don't know how many times I fell. I just kept getting back up. I just kept pulling my attention back to that which was real about me and about everyone. Until after a while, all I saw was God. All I saw was possibility. All I saw was potential. All I saw was the presence. This is what happened with Brother Lawrence. That expanded consciousness that allowed him to see the face of God in the bubbles of the soap when he was washing the dishes. And someone asked him, how did you achieve such a lofty state of awareness? And he said, one day, I gave up all that was not God. And I began to live in the world as if only I and God existed. Now that's mysticism. As Clay was singing, all that there is God. If I'm laughing with you, I'm laughing with God. If I'm praying with you, I'm praying with God. You see? He saw it. Oh, I'm living in the world as if only me and God exist. What if you took that on for a day? I'm going to walk out, even in traffic, and long lines. It's only God. All I'm seeing is God. I'm living in the world, just me and God. And then what happens is the me disappears. God as me. Insights, revelations, wisdom, guidance, direction, right action. You see, we are called for such a time as this. Time in which the old structures are falling away and making a loud noise as they do. New structures and new emergence of possibilities are happening. Everyone in this room knows you live on a planet right now that has the capacity and technology to feed everybody, to clothe everybody, for everybody to get water. We know this. And the only reason it's not happening is because of a limited consciousness and the fabric of separation that produces the tributaries of greed, materialism, consumerism, militarism, all these things that have been normalized, you see, as this is the way it is. No, it is not. This is not the way it is. Do not let your mind be hijacked by that which has been going on so long you think it's normal. Take back your mind and begin to re-enchant your imagination about potential and possibility. Up-level your frequency and begin to choose a totally different way for yourself and for the entire planet. You see, choose who would you be? How wealthy would you be if you didn't know how much money you had in your bank account? How healthy would you be if you didn't know the diagnosis? How happy would you be if you didn't believe all those thoughts of all the stuff people said about you? Here's the deal. You have the capacity to choose and be that happiness right now. You don't have to change one thing. You don't have to go back and tell that person to take that back. You shouldn't have said about that to me when I was in the 6th grade. You shouldn't have said it. Wasn't true. You don't have to go back and do that. You can choose right now in the field. You know, who would I be? Oh, I'd be full of confidence and love and generosity. I choose that now. Right? How old would you be if you didn't know how old you was? You saw Cicely Tyson come up here, strutting at 93 years young. see her on the How to Get Away with Murder, still acting, kicking big cosmic keister? How old would you be? How beautiful would you be? How loving would you be? How generous would you be if you didn't put your attention on this little thing? What you don't want. And you put it here. Oh, there's a cosmos that's elegant. Energy never being created or destroyed. It's constantly returning, recalibrating, transmuting itself into higher and higher frequencies. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to localize the cosmic celebration. I'm not an oppressed person. I'm not a victim. I am an emanation of the presence of God. I'm wearing some nice clothes right now. I got some good melanin. But I'm under the law of grace, not race, unless it's the human race.